Hello friends, good morning everyone, good morning all. So hope my voice is audible and video is visible. Yes, okay. And one more thing which I wanted to share, like mostly from Monday onwards we can have a live session. So in Chennai, Nungambakkam. So our classroom is ready. Only thing we are making some few repairs so that some sanitization, painting, because there could be some kind of virus that could be attached on the tables, walls, etc. So therefore we are doing a round of painting, complete sanitization, even ACs and all. So we are changing. So due to that reason, up to this weekend, but definitely it will be completing. So from Monday onwards we can have, I will update to you on Sunday's class. Okay. And this Sunday, as I told you, that it will be a Zoom session and it will be a review point for whatever we have discussed in the last 1 week. So we will be having a roundup and whatever queries you have, etc., you can ask. Then, so in the last class, we completed the discussion related to. So are you guys there? Is it audible? I didn't see any message in the group. So I don't know whether you are watching the lecture or not. So can someone confirm here that you are live or not? Friends, are you there?
Sir.
Arun, I don't think so that class is able to see. Arun, can you check in the V player? Are you able to see? Okay. It says server error 404 page not found. Okay. Hello friends, good morning everyone. So can you please unmute everyone, requesting everyone to please unmute. Yes, good morning. So please mute, please mute. So rather than telling mute, I said unmute. Okay, please mute. Okay, good morning all. Sorry, some server issue. That streaming software, that vPlayer server issue. That's the reason why I'm taking class in Zoom today. But you will be getting the same kind of quality, no difference. Furthermore, you can even interact. Okay, so whenever you have a doubt, you just raise your hand. There is a raise hand option. You raise your hand, and if you have any doubt, so I will ask you to unmute. At that time you unmute and you can ask your query. Okay, fine. So in our last class, we were discussing about the meaning of consideration, and that portion we have completed. And today's discussion, we are proceeding to meaning of business and meaning of related parties. Okay, and friends, from Monday mostly we can have the face-to-face session which I was referring. Okay, so because we almost classroom is ready, so painting and all is over, so little bit of AC work is there, so that they will complete. Already we had the classroom, but we have closed it down for around 3 to 4 months. Now only we have opened, so that we are cleaning everything, and we can have the sessions from Monday onwards comfortably face to face. Those who wish to attend face to face, you can. That is one thing. And second, in the Incite online app, Incite online. Okay, you can download it from the Play Store, and you have been added in the course. You have been added in the course. So any class that you miss, so you can watch for the next 3 days. Already it is there. What all you need to do is that you have provided with us a mobile number, right? So using that mobile number, you log in. You download the Incite online, INCITE, Incite online app from Play Store, and use your mobile number to log in. And once you use your mobile number to log in, it will ask OTP. So you enter into it, and you have been added to the product. So you can see what is that classes. So on a daily basis we are uploading, so it will be available for the next 3 days. So just in case if you miss the classes, you can get it. And this is not for online live plus recorded students, it is only for online live students. This facility is being given. Next thing is like we will come back to our discussion. So let's start with the next definition, that is business. Have a look into meaning of business as per section 2 clause 17. Section 2 clause 17, meaning of business. Have a look into that. So what does it says? So we have first point, any trade, commerce, manufacture, profession, occasion, adventure, wager, or any other similar activity, whether or not it is for a pecuniary benefit. So there are few terminologies that are used. So commerce, manufacture. So these are the three verticals what we have generally. So manufacture, that you can understand. Trade, sale of goods. What is commerce? Service sector, like transportation, warehousing, banking, insurance. So all these will come under commerce. The service sector comes under commerce. So trading sector, manufacture sector, service sector, these three are covered under business. Then profession, occasion, adventure, these three related to skills. These three are related to skills. That is, you have got a skill. Using that skill, you are living. Then it is profession, occasion. You are using that skill as a passion and making some money. Adventure. Example, say there is a doctor. So that's a skill. Doctor, lawyer, chartered accountant, all these are skills, even engineer, skills which are derived by way of qualification. We call it as profession. If the skill you get, not by way of any qualification, but based on the learning, practice, expertise, so then it will be called as vocation. Example, so magician or astrologer and actor, all these will be coming under vocation. Okay. Then what is adventure? Say there is a doctor who performs magic show, so that will come under adventure. That magic show come under adventure because he is not living on that particular skill. So for his daily living, he is a doctor and he explores his passion, so that will come under adventure. An actor who is painting, so acting is his vocation, that's a full-time job, whereas painting is his passion which he is exploring, that is called as adventure. Of course, an actor painting will be definitely an adventure. You understood or not? So like that, if they are living on that skill, either it will be profession or vocation. If they are using that skill as a passion to make money, so then it will be coming under adventure. And next thing, so what is the difference between profession and vocation? If they get that skill by way of qualification, it is profession. So out of experience, it will be called as vocation. Okay. Then you don't have to know about this actually. But why are we learning this? Is like 99% of the transactions are covered under the meaning of business. Almost everything is covered under business. What is not business? If it is a personal activity, it is not business. Say for example, I purchased one mobile and it is old, so I keep it in OLX and I sell that mobile. So now I am selling activity for consideration, but it is not in the course or furtherance of business because it is my personal mobile. Same way, I have got some jewelry, so that jewelry I am selling it to one person and getting money to meet my day-to-day expenses. So this is again personal in nature. So personal activities will never come under business. But apart from that, almost everything is covered under business. So therefore, I can give you one simple way to remember this. Everything is business except the personal activities. However, in exam, you need to write the reason as to why it will become business, under which point it will come under business. So that we need to explain. So for that reason only, so we have this. Understood what I am telling? So therefore, any trade, commerce, manufacture, profession, occasion, adventure, wager or any other similar activity. So what is wager? Wager refers to betting transactions or any other similar activity. Okay, say like any other services, normal services which are provided by a person, so which is not covered. So any other similar activity will be coming. Okay, for example, renting of premises, so that may not be covered under this, so that will also come. Okay, any other similar activity, whether or not it is for a pecuniary benefit, that is profit motive may be present or not. Profit motive is not essential. For example, there is a temple. So that temple is engaged in sale of diaries and calendars. So these diaries and calendars which are sold by the temple is not for profit purpose. It is just a charitable purpose. So they are not charging much amount. Only the printing cost they are charging to the buyers. So it is not a profit motive, non-profit motive. Even then, are they selling or not? Yes. So trade, they are selling. So therefore, whether or not it is for a pecuniary benefit. Understood? Then to Ganesh, there is one question. In temple, they give prasadam in covers which has famous jewelry shop name. Whether it amounts to supply, if so, where to be reported in GSTR 3B and GSTR 1, how to find whether they have filed the forms. First of all, this particular name, whatever is being given, so they are not coming under donations. First of all, they are not coming under donations. They are just giving some printed wrappers they will be giving. So when they give the printed wrappers, the jewelry shop will be printing it and they will be sending it to the temple, and temple will be using it for packing purpose. Now in that case, So this person is giving that printed papers or printed envelopes, etc. So for that they are not getting any consideration. You understood who the person who is giving that printed papers, and temple also is not paying anything. So therefore this is first of all not a supply. Suppose if the temple itself is printing it and they ask that person to give money so that the temple will put the name of that jewelry shop on that on that particular envelope, so that will be coming under sponsorship services. So sponsorship services, so we know already, so it will be taxable. Who is liable to pay GST? So recipient, if body corporate or firm. So that is here, who is the recipient? The jewelry shop. If the jewelry shop is body corporate or firm, they need to pay GST under RCM. So what they will do, they will report it in their GSTR 3B that they have to pay some GST under RCM, so that they will be reporting in their liability. Suppose if that recipient is other than body corporate or firm, so then the supplier will be paying GST under FCM. Now also the same. So if the supplier is registered, so they will be preparing an invoice and they will be giving it to the recipient, and that will be reported in GSTR 1, and even it will come in GSTR 3B also. Okay. So, but the second example, what I told you, Ganesh, will not be applicable in general. So what will happen? The temples will not do all these things. What they will tell, so you want to give us some envelopes wherein we will be packing the vibhuti or some prasadam and giving. So you supply the material. You give me that envelopes or you give me that covers. In that we will put it and give. That's it. And for that you give some donation to the temple. So some donation you can give the temple. It's as per your wish and we will be using it. So they will not do the printing and collect the money towards sponsorship. So usually that will not happen. Okay. So due to that reason, whatever example that you said, that recipient gives the envelopes in which the temple packs the prasadam, that will not be coming under supply. Okay. Then next, see this point number 8. So what are the activities? So this is the general meaning. So trade, commerce, manufacture, profession, occasion, adventure, wager or any other similar activity, whether or not for a pecuniary benefit. Point number B, you see, any activity or transaction in connection with or incidental or ancillary to subclause A. So there is a activity, main activity. So any activity which is incidental or ancillary to that main activity will also be coming under business. For example, there is a chartered accountant who is practicing. So he will be coming under profession. Now that chartered accountant starts, taking some seminars, authoring the books, and he gets some money. Where it will come? Incidental or ancillary, it's not a different adventure. It's not a different skill, right? If it is a different skill, it will come under adventure. It's not a different skill. Using the same skill, he's taking seminars, he's authoring some books, he's writing some journals, articles. All these will come under incidental or ancillary to his profession. Another example, there is a manufacturer. That manufacturer has purchased a car in the name of the business and he sold that car. So when he sells that car, so that will not be coming under a trade because it is incidental or ancillary to manufacture. It is a business car which is being sold. So it will come under incidental or ancillary to manufacture, like that. So there is a main activity done by a person and they do any incidental or ancillary related to that main activity, that will also be coming under business. Okay. Then next, point number C, any activity or transaction in the nature of subclause A, whether or not there is a volume, frequency, continuity or regularity of such transaction. So what does it mean? So continuity or regularity is irrelevant. So that means have or may not have the continuity. For example, say, only one transaction we did. We started the business, we did only one transaction, thereafter we shut down the business. Even then, that one activity also will come under business. So the volume, frequency, continuity is relevant. Okay, that is the point number C. So based on these 3 points, we understood the general meaning of the business. Then from point number D to point number I, we have got the specific meaning of the business. Okay. Then, so Vamsi, can entity claim input on above envelopes given to temples? Input in the sense like GST paid on purchase of the envelopes? Yes. So that's a pure business expenditure and they can take, but they are distributing it as gifts or free samples. So whatever purchased is being distributed as gifts or free samples. So they are not, using it, or there is no consideration out of it. So remember one point today, that if the outward supply is exempted or that is distributed as gifts or free samples, we cannot take ITC on the inward supply. So blocked credit. So it's a blocked credit. Okay. Suppose if it becomes supply, then yes, in that sponsorship case, so whatever money that they are paying to the temple, on that they need to pay GST under RCM sponsorship. So can they take that as ITC? Yes, GST paid under RCM can be taken as ITC. And you may get it out, sir, which month we need to take ITC, same month or next month? We can take it in the same month itself. So next month, as per legal interpretation, it is next month, but no. So it can be taken in the same month itself. Okay. So there are even ICI questions and even CBIC FAQs which supports that whatever GST that we pay under RCM, reverse charge mechanism, so that can be taken as ITC in the same month. Okay. Then next, look into the specific activities. These specific activities, whether or not covered under the general activity, will always be treated as business. Again, I am repeating, these specific activities, whether or not covered under the general activities, will always be treated as business. Now, I am just giving you one by one along with an example. So try to learn with example. Okay. Point number D, supply or acquisition of goods, including capital goods and services, in connection with commencement or closure of business. What is this? Say, I want to start an office. For the purpose, say I want to start one CA office. I need some 4 ACs. And the price of each AC is 40,000 rupees. Rather, if I purchase it from a manufacturer, I will be able to get it at 30,000 rupees. A 10,000 margin I will get. So that I went to a manufacturer and asked him to purchase some ACs, like 4 ACs. But he is telling, no sir, minimum you need to purchase 10 ACs, then only we will be able to give you at that rate of 30,000 rupees. And what this person did, okay, fine, he purchased 10 ACs. So by paying 30,000 rupees each, and he used 4 ACs for his business, remaining 6 ACs he is selling. He is keeping it in OLX or somewhere he is selling at say 35,000 rupees, even 5,000 less than the market value. So people are able to purchase it. So he made some gain also out of it. Now, is sale of 6 ACs his business? No. Sale of 6 ACs is not his business. His business is CA. He's a professional. But he is selling ACs before commencement of business. So that will also come under business. Any supply of goods or services, including capital goods, in connection with commencement of business, will also come under business. Same way in connection with closure of business. So when we close down the business, the remaining assets of the business, we will sell it now. So even that will also come under business. Yes, that will also come under business. Okay. So an example for this. So CA engaged in sale of ACs at the time of commencement of business. Okay. Then next, point number E, provision by a club, association, society, or any such body for a subscription or any other consideration of the facilities or benefits to its members. Okay. So that is, there is a resident welfare association. All the apartment owners will form an association, and that apartment owners association will be collecting maintenance charges from the flat owners for providing the common area maintenance like gardening, parking, lift maintenance, and common area lighting, power supply, water supply, sewage cleaning, lot of even security. So lot of services are provided by that association to their members, for which they collect the charges, maintenance charges. So that maintenance charges which are collected will be coming under business. So why won't it come under the general meaning itself? Because are they providing this to all or only to their members? To their members only. So it will be coming. And even this becomes supply also now, correct? It is business and it even becomes supply. What we discussed, right? So a person other than individual providing services or goods to its members for which they collect some money, so that will be coming under, supply 71AA. So therefore that synchronizes. Then next, so here you just write the example: CA engaged in sale of ACs. In sale of ACs. Then here maintenance charges. Maintenance charges collected by Resident Welfare Association, collected by RWA, collected by RWA. RWA refers to Resident Welfare Association. Okay. Then point number F. So hope so you guys have got the book. Okay. So I assume that you guys have got the book, so that you can make note of it then and there in the book itself. Okay. So then point number F, admission for a consideration of persons to any premises. Sir, what is this? Entry tickets. Entry tickets. Example, entry tickets. Entry tickets. So money, entry tickets. So we are giving admission to a premises. So for that we collect some money. So that will be coming under business. So any premises, even for a temple, collecting some money for giving entry to the temple will be coming under business. Yes, it will come under business. And for a consideration, activity for a consideration in the course or furtherance of business, it becomes supply. And for your information, I am telling you, it is not an exempted supply. It is a supply not covered under exemptions. Means, is it chargeable to GST? Yes. For example, you take Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam, TTD. So this Tirumala Devasthanam, so for allowing a pilgrim to enter into the temple, there is a special darshan ticket, correct? So that entry ticket, VIP entry ticket, 300 rupees or so they are collecting. So whether the 300 rupees is chargeable to GST, actually yes, it should be chargeable to GST. The reason is simple. Number one, activity, they are allowing the person to enter into the premises. And number two, for a consideration. And number three, in the course of furtherance of business. Yes, it is business. So admission to any premises is business and it is not covered under exemption. So therefore every temple is required to pay GST on the entry tickets that they are collecting. Yes, they are required to pay GST. That's the reason why they just converted this entry ticket. Many temples are converting this entry tickets to some other special puja, like called as archana or some seva, like that they are converting. So that what will happen, it will not be coming under supply, because it is not for the entry ticket. It will not come under business. It will not come under business, because that is a contribution which we are giving to the God. So due to that reason, it will not be coming under business. Nowhere it is given under business. Okay. So therefore they will escape from payment of GST on that way. But yes, literally temples which are collecting entry tickets have to pay GST. Unless otherwise it is exempted, we don't have any exemption. But other entry tickets, we have some exemptions. Then service is supplied by a person as a holder of an office which has been accepted by him in the course or furtherance of his trade, profession or occasion. What is this? That is, say, I am a chartered accountant. And I contested in the elections and I became the central council member of ICI, or I became the chairman of ICI. For holding that position as a chairman or office bearer or treasurer, I get some money. on that money whether I need to pay any GST. So yes, because it will come under business. I'm not talking about being a CA. Being a CA, whatever we earn, definitely we need to pay GST. But this is holding an office accepted by me in the course or furtherance of my profession. So therefore, whatever money that I earn, I have to pay GST. Another example, that is, there is an actor. That actor becomes the chairman of the movie artist association, one movie artist association or association of cinema people, so or producers council, etc., like that. So he became the chairman. For that he will be receiving some money. So that honorarium or money whatever is received will come under business. Holding an office accepted by him in the course or furtherance of his occasion. Okay, you understood or not? So like that, when you hold an office, so for which whatever that is connected to your trade, profession or vocation, that will also be called as business. However, if there is a doctor who is acting as a treasurer of a temple, a doctor who is acting as a treasurer of a temple, he is holding an office which is not in the course or furtherance of his profession. So that will not come under business. Okay, sir, will it come under adventure? Okay, fine, it will not come under business, this point. Will it come under adventure? Will it come under adventure? No, because there is no skill that is used. To hold an office, what is the skill that is required? Nothing. So there is no skill that is required to hold an office. It is just for the administrative purpose. So he is just supervising. So that will not be coming under skill. You understood? So it is not coming under adventure. Got it? Then point number D, there is one query. While purchasing some goods for commencement of business, the purchaser is not able to mention their GST number. In that case, how they avail ITC for the same? They cannot avail the ITC. They cannot avail the ITC for the same. So because a supplier will be classifying it as B2C supplies in GSTR 1, so the recipient cannot take ITC. But at a future point of time, there is a time limit for rectification of return. So in that case, this person can intimate the GSTIN to the supplier, and the supplier can report that transaction under B2B. Okay, so that recipient will be able to take the credit. As such, if you are not giving your GSTIN, you cannot take credit. Okay, fine. So now have a look into this. Point number G, example, CA becoming, so a chartered accountant becoming, say, SIRC chairman. SIRC chairman. Okay. Then point number H, activities of a race club, including by way of totalizer or a license to bookmaker, or activities of such licensed bookmaker in the club. What is this? All activities of race club will be coming under business. All activities like they are allowing, for example, you take a horse race club. So they will be allowing the people to enter the horse race club. There will be some entry tickets, business. They will be collecting some amount towards a parking fee, business. And then, so they will be supplying some beverages, merchandise, etc. inside the club. So that is also coming under business. Even betting transactions that happens inside the race club is also business. That betting transactions, either they can conduct or they can outsource it to some other person. The one who conducts the betting transaction is known as totalizer, bookmaker, or a bookie. Clear or not? Totalizer, bookmaker, or a bookie is a person who conducts the betting transaction. Either the race club can conduct the betting transaction or they can outsource it to some other person. So when they outsource it to some other person, so they get a license fee for outsourcing it. So to whom they will outsource? Some other person. What is it they get? License fee. To whom the license fee is receivable? By the race club. So that license fee which is received by the race club is also coming under business. You please read it. Activities of a race club, including by way of totalizer, means the race club itself is acting as the person who conducts the bet, or a license to bookmaker. They will outsource the conducting bet to some other person for which they get a license. That is also business. Or activities of licensed bookmaker in such club. So that betting transactions which are conducted by that licensed bookmaker, so that will also come under business. That is this point number H. Then point number I, any activity or transaction undertaken by central government, state government, local authority in which they are engaged as public authority. So this is like all government activities will be coming under business. All government activities will be coming under business. Say for example, a local authority supplying water for which they will collect some water charges, business. And an RTO giving the driving license for which they collect some money, so that will also come under business. Income tax department collecting some money for issuance of permanent account number, PAN card, business. So every activity of the government will be coming under business. That is this point number I. So these are the various activities which are covered under business. Related to this race club, whatever I explained, I have given there below. Have a look into that. All activities of race club are covered under the definition of business. Example, entry tickets, parking fees, supply of merchandise, supply of food and beverages, rent to keep horses, everything. A race club may act as totalizer or may authorize any other person to act as totalizer by giving a license. If race club is acting as totalizer, the amount collected towards a bet is covered under business. If race club is licensing a person to act as totalizer, then the license fee collected by the race club is covered under business. You understood? So the activities of a licensed bookmaker in such club is also covered under business. These are the 4 points I explained while discussing about the race club, which is what I have repeated here. Okay. Then, so now we are going to discuss few points related to business. Okay. So now, so this you guys need to answer. Okay. So I need the reason. It is business, but I need the reason why it is business. I need the reason why it is business. Okay. So who will answer? Nilesh. Those who have mic facility in your laptop or desktop, you raise your hand. I'll ask questions only to them. Those who have mic facility, so just raise your hand here. There's an option called raise hand. So you please let me know. Fine, no one. Oh yes, Nilesh. So what is your answer here for the first one? Sale of laptop by Mr. Ram, who is a dealer in laptop.
It's a regular business, sir.
It's a regular business. Why? Under which point it will come under business? Where?
This is A point. It's a trader.
Trade. Okay. So the said activity is business and it falls under trade. Super dear. Then number 2, Ramesh. Sale of personal laptop by Mr. Ram for purchasing another laptop. Mr. Ram is a CA faculty. Ramesh, will it come under business?
No, sir.
Why,
because, because it is not for the business purpose, and also it is based on the personal their personal laptop sale to someone, sir.
Correct. Good. So thank you, dear. So personal laptop, personal assets, sale of personal assets will never come under business because it's nowhere given under the business definition. So it is not coming under business. Okay. Next. Mr. Ganesh is an FM faculty and he is doing share trading on brokerage basis. So no one else is having mic. Only rare. You feel like you need to have a participation. But when I am asking for participation, you will not participate. Even if you tell wrongly, I will not scold you. Promise. Okay. So you can speak out. So only then I will also have how many days I can look at the camera and only take class here. So at least an element of interaction I should also have. Correct. You will also be able to only listen. So you also speak now. So why can't we have? That's why I'm asking. So Gayatri, can you answer this, dear? No. Gayatri?
Sir, it falls under adventure.
It falls under adventure. Okay. Why can't it come under incidental or ancillary to profession?
Because financial management, like it's related to all these stock and
That's what
share
he's
trading.
also doing, right? Share trading. So he is an FM faculty, that is his profession, and he's doing share trading on a brokerage basis. So then it is connected. So why can't it be coming under incidental or ancillary? Possible, right? Possible or not? Hello? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Possible or not possible?
Yes, sir. Possible.
Possible. So then I just gave it as adventure, okay? So, but not under incidental or ancillary for only one reason, that is, listen, incidental or ancillary means that should be connected to the same skill which he is using, that is, taking classes. FM class is okay, but what is his profession? Taking classes. So, is this share trading on brokerage basis connected to taking classes? No. So he is taking classes, that is the profession, and he is doing share trading. That's a different skill, completely different skill. So that's the reason why I classified it under adventure. So it should not come under incidental or ancillary. But sir, so what? It is business only. Yes, it is business only. So all the questions which I have given is business only. But why it will come under business? That justification I am just giving you under which point it will come. Okay. Next. Thank you, Gayatri. Then Vaidyanathan. Vaidyanathan. Okay. Point number 4. No mic. Pa respond pa, please pa. So those who are having mic, you just raise your hand and respond. Nothing wrong. So yes, Vamsi, answer dear. No mic. Oh, sorry, sir. I didn't see. It's okay. See, I wanted to hear from you the reason. I want to hear from you the reason. That's why I'm asking those who have the mic. Then only I will know whether you understood the subject or not as a teacher. Okay. So, chat, you cannot completely. That's why. Yes, Vamsi.
The sale of computers, I mean, here the sale of computers after assembling various parts.
So it
comes
is
under
good, very good. So it comes under manufacture and it will be coming under business. Thank you, dear. Unmute. Sorry, mute. And next, audit of a company by a chartered accountant. This I will tell. What is there in that to tell? Profession. Profession. Okay. So therefore, it will be coming under business. Mr. Vidyanathan is an astrologer and he prepares horoscope for some consideration. He prepares horoscope for some consideration. So where it will be coming? Occasion. It will be coming under occasion. Okay. Then a steel manufacturer sold his old car used in business. Samyukta, where it will come? Samyukta, are you there? Yes, audible. Tell me.
Ancillary or incidental or ancillary to his manufacture.
Good. Very good. Perfect. So incidental or ancillary to manufacture. So it will also come under business. Okay. Incidental or ancillary to manufacture. Good. Then point number 8. Mrs. Pinky sold personal jewelry to meet day-to-day expenses of her family. So where it will come? Will it come under business? Sunita, will it come under business? Yes. Good, very good. So it will not come under business because it is personal activity due to that reason. Good, dear. Then services provided by Bangalore Race Club for horse race collected 20 lakhs through licensed bookmaker. So this, what is your answer, Shiv? You have a mic, Shiv? No. Okay, Aishwarya.
Yes, sir. Specifically covered.
Specifically covered. Good. So all activities of race club, including by way of licensing to the licensed bookmaker, specifically covered under the meaning of business. Then point number 10, sale of tickets by Satyam Cinemas for entry into cinema hall. Entry tickets, all entry tickets will come under business. Okay, all entry tickets will be coming under business. Then sale of laddu by Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam and Sanjana G. Can you answer? Audible.
Sir, I think it is normal trading activity.
Perfect. Perfect. Correct. See, generally we are of the opinion that whatever food preparations which are sold will not be coming under trade, but it is trade. They are not giving it for free, right? They are selling. That is sale. They are not giving it for free. They are selling, so it will come under trade. However, we have an exemption in this regard. However, we have an exemption in this regard under heading 2106. This is not for exam. See dear, this is not for exam. This is just for your information. This is just for your information. You don't have to remember this for your exam. This for your information, because the rates related to goods and the rates related to services you don't have to remember. The rates related to goods and the rates related to services you don't have to remember for exam. So therefore that's not applicable. However, under heading 2106, prasadam supplied by religious places like temples, mosque, church, gurudwara, dargah, etc. are nil rated. So they're all coming under nil rated. So which means there is no GST on that, but it is business. It is business. Where it will come? It will come under trade. Then next, sale of darshan tickets by Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam. I already explained that it will come under entry tickets. So entry tickets will be part of business. Okay, all entry tickets. So this will come. And for those who have the view that no sir, it will not come under business, I have just given this again. This is for your information. That is, admission to temples is not an exempted supply, therefore GST payable, and the same is covered under heading number 999591. 999591, like that it is. It is a clarification given by CBIC itself that the rate applicable is 18%. Religious services chargeable to GST at 18%. Okay, so therefore they have to pay. Means sir, whether Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam is paying, sir, that I don't know. That I don't know, because they actually had a dispute with GST Council, so that they said like we will not pay, and they requested GST Council to give the exemption in special cases, but I don't know what is the fact now. So what I heard previously was that they were actually having an argument, but now whether they accepted and paid or not, I don't know. Then sale of ticket for entry into amusement park or gaming event for rupees 2000. Yes, it is business, and we don't have any exemption in this case. Amusement park gaming event, so it is chargeable to GST also. But the chargeable to GST, not chargeable to GST, we are not learning now. What we are learning now is whether it is business or not a business. And later on, that is after completion of this chapter, so we will be learning exemptions. So there I will tell you whether it will be taxable or exempted. Okay. Then admission to concert of Justin Bieber. So again, this will also be coming under entry tickets, business, and it will be chargeable to GST. But in case of concert, if the ticket price does not exceed 500, we have an exemption, which we will be learning later. But right now you need to know that it is business, because all these are entry tickets only. Then look into number 15. Directors of A Limited impressed by the GST implementation work of Mr. Arvind, who is a practicing CA, and appointed him as independent director for a remuneration of rupees 1 lakh per month. Bhargav, mic is there? Bhargav?
Hello, sir.
Yes, Bhargav. So, can you please respond to this? It is business. What is the reason? Business or not, and what is the reason?
Yes, sir. It is a business, sir.
Correct.
Because he is holding an office.
Good. Holding an office. Just because he is holding an office is business?
And it is also specifically covered under business.
Illapa, not that. He is holding an office. Over? Holding an office over, or is there anything correction still? Holding an office, which is accepted by him in the course or furtherance of his
business.
His profession. Okay. So his profession, which is accepted by him in the course or furtherance of his profession.
Profession.
Good. So that will be coming under business. Thank you, dear. Then question number 16. If Mr. X wants to hire a premises, but the same is already hired to Mr. Y. Now Mr. Y agrees to vacate on payment of 15 lakhs to him. So is it business or not? And where will it come? Mahima, can you answer? Mahima, can you answer? You have mic? Oh. Mic you have? Can you unmute and answer? Okay, who will answer this? Anyone can answer. No one, pa. Okay, pa.
Sir, can I?
Yes, sir. Please. Yes, answer.
Sir, yeah. It is called as business as because the amount is being paid for either commencement or closure.
Good. Closure of business, not commencement of business, closure of business. See, why is closing down his business? And he's vacating, he's closing down. And for that purpose, he's getting money. So any supply of goods or services in connection with commencement or closure of business will come under business. Here, I took an assumption. Y agrees to vacate means that he is closing down his business. Y agrees to vacate, I am taking the view that he is closing down the business. What if Y agrees to vacate but he is continuing business in a different place? So that will not come under business. It's nowhere given in the business definition. Okay. Then partner gave motor car and laptop at the time of admission to partnership firm as capital contribution. Partner gave motor car and laptop at the time of admission to partnership firm as capital contribution. Now listen. Is it business or not? Supply of goods. Supply of goods in connection with commencement of business. Yes. So it will be coming under business. Will it come under supply or not a supply? Okay. So that's what I wanted. It is business. No doubt it is business. Because supply of goods in connection with commencement of business. But is it supply or not a supply? If it is supply, where it will come? 71A or AA or B or C? So who will answer? Come on, yaar. No, if you are doing this way, I'll not at all interact with you. Then I'll make it like one-way communication. I have high expectations on you. Please, pa. Who will? Not even one. But correct or wrong, you answer, pa, because see, you never get this opportunity to make mistakes. Getting opportunity to make mistakes is something really we should be blessed for that. Because in exam, what will happen when you make a mistake in exam? You will be penalized by reducing the marks. But now when you make a mistake, what will happen? Nothing will happen. So you feel like all others are also listening. So what if I make a mistake? They will think that it is, something like that and all. Why? So be free. Yes, dear. Sunita is answering. Good. Keep it up. Come on.
Sorry, it will be come under business officer.
That already I told, dear.
Hi, sir. Hello.
Sir, 1 second. Sir. Sunita is answering. Please wait. Yes.
But because there is no consideration, so it will not be treated as supply.
Okay. Any other answer? So what she said is that there is no consideration, so it is not a supply. Any other answer?
Yes, sir. It is supply. It's transfer of title to goods to the
Transfer of title to the goods. That's nowhere it is there in the supply 71A, AA, B and C, right?
It comes under Schedule 2, right?
Schedule 2 when it comes, first it should become supply. Then only Schedule 2 comes into picture. So once an activity becomes supply, we will classify it into goods or services. For that only Schedule 2 is relevant. So if an activity is not a supply, then it will not come under Schedule 2. Okay. So previously that schedule 2 was given under 7.1d, but now that schedule 2 is taken into a separate section called as 7 subsection 1 capital A. So due to that reason, so don't bring the schedule 2 now, but apply this 7.1a, B and C and you tell me.
Sir, I agree, sir. Sir, it is sound
One-
in A, sir.
Okay, fine. It's not covered in A. It's
Sir,
not.
can I answer?
May I know who is
Hello.
this?
Mahima, sir.
Super Mahima, answer.
Sir, can we take it like it's purchased from like a third party, even though the partner has given his motor car or laptop? Can it be considered like it's a third party transaction?
No, dear. Simple. What I'm asking is it covered in 7.1a? Only any activity that is covered in 7.1a, 7.1aa, 7.1b or 7.1c, it will become supply. Okay. If it needs to become supply, it should be covered in any of these places. So where it could come. Okay, fine. So-
Sir, lastly, can I answer, sir?
Yes, answer.
Sir, it is a supply, sir.
Okay.
Because the partners give some goods to partnership firm, and in consideration, the partnership firm admission the partner as admission the person as a partner, sir.
Okay, fine. Actually, what Ramesh has said, thank you, Ramesh. What Ramesh has said, many people will have that view that when I'm giving a capital contribution to the partnership firm, so they are admitting me as a partner. So that is a consideration to me. No, admission to the partnership firm is not a consideration. So that is not coming under consideration. So therefore, we cannot take that, because what is that we are getting? Any amount paid or payable. Any amount paid or payable. So they are not giving any amount. Even there is no non-monetary consideration. You cannot take admission to the partnership firm is a non-monetary consideration. So that cannot be taken, because they will not give admission to every person. Whoever comes and asks, whoever brings that, they will not be giving admission to the partnership firm, right? So due to that reason, it will not be treated as consideration. However, so even Vaidyanathan has given the answer. So sir has told, sir has given the answer that capital contribution is not a supply. Now, you are all thinking about capital contribution. Come on to the other side. Sir, that person, let me complete. That person is giving the asset, disposal of business asset on which ITC is availed. So that point can be applied. That should be applied. So we are seeing about 7.1a. Actually, it is not 7.1a. There is no consideration here is correct. There is no consideration here is correct. So 7.1a should not be applied. Then where we should go? 7.1c. In 7.1c, we have DRIP, D point, disposal of business asset on which ITC is availed. So if that partner has availed ITC on the car and laptop purchase, now he is giving it to the partnership firm, it will become supply under 7.1c. If the partner has not availed ITC on the motor car and the laptop purchase, then whatever that is given to the partnership firm will not be treated as supply, because it is not covered in 7.1a. Naturally, it's not covered in 7.1c also, which means that it is not a supply. So that aspect is what you need to connect. So if it is not 7.1a, then immediately you should jump into 7.1c. Sir, why can't we apply related party transaction? So firm and partners are nowhere related as per GST. Partners of a firm are only related. Partners and firm are not related. That point is not there, okay? So due to that reason. Same way. And there is a query. Sir, can't it be under supply of goods or service? That's what I already answered. So partnership firm and partners are not related. Now, I gave the detailed explanation related to this. I gave a detailed explanation related to this. You can read it at a later point of time, but whatever I have explained, that only I have given there. Then next, at the time of dissolution of partnership firm, laptop or car is distributed by the firm to its partners. So will it be coming under business? Of course, yes. That is supply of goods or services in connection with closure of business. Previous one is commencement of business. This is closure of business. It will be business. and will it become supplied? Now, if the firm has availed ITC, see, if partner, if it is supplying the hands of partner, in the previous case, if it is supplying the hands of partner, partner would have collected GST from the firm for giving these assets, na? For giving these assets. So partner would have raised invoice in the name of the firm and the firm will be taking it as ITC. Okay. So if that be the case, now then the firm distributes the asset to the partners. Again, it will come under disposal of business asset on which ITC is availed. So please try to understand, open your mind. First, partner has taken ITC on the laptop and car purchase. When partner is giving it to the firm, so that will become supply because disposal of business asset on which ITC available. Now the partner will be raising invoice on the firm. Now the firm will take it as ITC, input tax credit. Now the firm distributes it at the time of dissolution to the partners. Now in this case, the firm at the time of recognizing that asset in their books, ITC availed. Now they are distributing it to the partners, so it will also become supply. Suppose at the time when they got the laptop and car, if they have not availed any ITC, means what? It is not a supply to the partner. It is not a supply to the partner. Then in that case, when they distribute that laptop or motor car to the partners, it is not a supply. Okay. And for your information, partnership firm and partners are not related. Okay, are not related. Then next, Sai Seva Trust. See, actually in Zoom there is an option. You can raise your hand, and once that doubt is clarified, you can click on that again so that your hand will be down. Okay, so that I will also know who is having the query. So Ramesh and Vamsi, if their hand is up, which means that they have a doubt. So due to that reason, fine. So up to this clear? Next. Question number 19. Sai Seva Trust sells calendars and diaries. This I only told you already. That sale of calendars and diaries will be coming under trade, even though it is a trust. So profit motive is irrelevant. Then sale of hypothecated or pledged goods by bank. So who will answer? Shiv. Yes, here. Answer. So here there is a query to him. Why sale of car by the manufacturing concern won't be disposal of business asset instead of incidental to business? You know what you are connecting with what? You are connecting business definition with supply definition. So I said supply. First business. We are discussing under business. Thereafter only supply will come. So it is business. First of all, it is business. And will it come under supply? Yes, it will come under supply. You understood? So don't get confused between these two. So Rajarajan, yes sir.
As you told that partner, if he takes the ITC, then it will be constituted as a supply. But under section 17, subsection 5, like purchasing a motor car is a blocked credit.
Not always, right? Purchase of car is not always blocked credit. What if the car is used in the business of transportation of passengers? And what if it is used for imparting motor driving skills? And what is it is for further supply? We don't know, right?
Okay, sir. At the same time, I have another doubt. Like in return, the partnership firm is not paying the amount to the partner, right? But in section 16, they said that if you are eligible to take ITC, you want to have an invoice, and for that invoice, you want to make a payment within 180 days.
That is, there are three exceptions for that 180 days. Number one, supply under 71C, RCM under section 9394, and payment to another person on behalf of the supplier. That is section 15, subsection 2, clause B. There are three exceptions. So in the three exceptions, one exception is this 71C. Whenever 71C attracts, so consideration need not be paid to the supplier within 180 days. Even then, the credit can be enjoyed. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this sale of hypothecated or pledged goods by bank. See, our friend Rajarajan, whatever he asked, so others don't think, I don't know all these things because I never discussed it. I did not discuss. He asked me a question from input tax credit. So he has some prior knowledge on the GST. So he asked. So when someone is asking a doubt, the other should not feel like, he is asking a doubt which I don't know that doubt at all. So which means that he had some knowledge prior, so he is asking. And others should not feel like you don't know that because I never discussed it. Okay. Then say this. Sale of old machinery, hypothecated or pledged goods. In this discussion, I forgot this. 20th, where it will come? Incidental or ancillary to commerce. It will come under incidental or ancillary to commerce. Why it will come under incidental or ancillary to commerce? Because, first banking is commerce. Sale of hypothecated or pledged goods. In that banking process, they give loans. They take suppose if the person fails to repay the loans, so that asset they will hypothecate and repossess, and that they will be selling. So that will be coming under incidental or ancillary to commerce. Sale of old machinery, furniture and scrap by steel manufacturer. Already we discussed one point like sale of old car, same way. So it will come under incidental or ancillary to manufacture. Then 5,000 per month charged by a housing society to its members towards maintenance. So who will answer? Ganesh, can you answer here? Can you unmute and answer?
Yes, sir. Is it audible, sir?
Yes, Ganesh. There are two
sir.
Ganesh in the class. Ganesh Srinivasan. Okay. So I will ask Ganesh Srinivasan. Okay. Yes, Ganesh, you tell me.
Sir, it comes under the members, sir. Residential Welfare Association you said before, no, sir? That point it comes, sir.
Good. So provision of facilities by a club, association or society to its members will be coming under business. And in this regard, I just wanted to throw you some light that is there in exam syllabus. That is, a resident welfare association collecting up to 7,500 rupees per month per member is exempted. A resident welfare association collecting how much? 7,500 per month per member is exempted. What if they collect more than 7,500? Entirely taxable, or only the amount beyond 7,500 is taxable. Right now, very recently, that is in the last month, High Court of Madras gave a judgment stating that an amount beyond 7,500 is only taxable. So, that is not entirely taxable. Only an amount beyond 7,500 is taxable. But there was a different interpretation that an amount, when the maintenance charges per month crosses 7,500, entirely it will be taxable. Like that also there is a interpretation. So now, which one should be taken? So how should we deal with this? When you get a high court judgment like this, how should we deal with this? Simple. High court judgment will be applicable into those taxpayers who are having jurisdiction in Tamil Nadu. Madras High Court gave a judgment. Whether the judgment was given by other high courts? No. Madras High Court. Now you are a taxpayer registered in Tamil Nadu. You can rely on this High Court judgment and you can pay GST only on the amount exceeding 7,500. Now, you have another registration in Karnataka, and Karnataka High Court did not give any such judgment so far, which means that there how you need to pay GST on an amount exceeding 7,500. So fully we need to pay GST, which means that, sir, so what is that we can do in this case? Different states, different treatments needs to be followed. Yes. So what usually government will do is that, so they will be giving a clarification stating that the intention of the lawmaker is that the amount exceeding 7,500 entirely taxable. So that will be given by way of notification. Because if they give circular, that circular can be challenged because circulars are not legally acceptable. So if it is favorable to you, you can rely on that circular. If it is not favorable to you, you don't have to rely on that circular. Circulars do not have that much of legal backing. So you can always challenge the circular. But a notification, no. So whatever is given by way of notification, you need to rely on that notification. As the discussion came, I'm just giving you this extra information. But right now, try to understand, yes, it is business. Then sale of repossessed goods by insurance company, same. So that will also come under incidental or ancillary to commerce. Insurance is commerce. So with this, we completed the meaning of business and we understood it fully. And thanks for participation. Now, I am proceeding to the next area, that is taxable supply. So, on 1/7/2021, yes, Madras High Court has ordered to collect GST on amount in excess of 7,400. Only this is a valid case law to follow in practical sense. Correct. Yes, you are right. That's what I was referring to. So that is the case I was referring to, Ponmani and Greenwood Owners Association versus UI. But only thing, officials are not allowing. Officials are not following this. They are telling why we should rely on this. But we can rely on this. Okay. We can rely on this and we can, suppose if the taxpayer is registered in Tamil Nadu, so we can definitely rely on this case because it is a judgment given by Madras High Court. Okay. Yes, Sunita. What's your doubt?
Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
So normally GST Council will be taking the decisions in respect of all GST rates, in respect of exemptions and all. Then only the state of Tamil Nadu that it takes a decision.
The problem is it's not the state of Tamil Nadu. It is not the decision taken by the state of Tamil Nadu. It is a decision given by the High Court. So there is always judicial organ which is having some powers. They can intervene into the executive organ. GST Council is like executive organ. Whereas High Court and Supreme Court are like judiciary organ. They can always interfere. And they can say like whenever there is an injustice that is happening, they can always say that, they can interfere and they can set the judgment straight. So, and we can rely on the judgment. Okay. So, it is not the state which is telling. It is not the state finance minister or chief minister it is telling. It is a High Court which is telling. So, that's what I am telling. We can rely on it.
So, from which date it will come into effect?
From which state?
From which date?
The date of judgment. The date of judgment. So, of course, see that judgment would have covered a period. We don't know what is that period. In that judgment, they will be covering one period. For that period, they would have given that judgment. So, for that period, we can rely on that judgment, which means even though the judgment is given on 1/7/2021, so that will be for one period, say for some 2 years or 3 years period. So, that period, they can definitely rely on that High Court judgment. Okay. So, which means usually judgments will have a retrospective effect. Next. Yes, thank you. And look into this taxable supply. And for your information, dear, case laws are not applicable for exams. So that's the reason why not much importance I am giving to the case laws. But when there are some important issues like this, so which I am giving in the class, you don't have to remember that in exam. Only in customs, case laws are applicable for exams. In GST, they have not yet given any selected cases for exam. But as a student, nothing wrong in knowing the decision of a particular issue. You don't have to remember the case name, but at least the decision of the particular issue we can know, so that we will get some idea for that reason. Okay. Then taxable supply. See this. What is the meaning of taxable supply? Again, this is the place where lot of people has different views. Some people will say taxable supply includes exempted supply. Okay, that's one view. Yes, people are of that view. Taxable supply includes exempted supply also. Means exempted supply will be included in taxable supply. But actually, exempted supply should not come in taxable supply. Even though while reading the definitions, it so appears that taxable supply includes exempted supply, but actually not. So, what is that we need to understand here? So, first we need to divide it between taxable, non-taxable. What is taxable? Taxable is not it is covered under levy. So, on which we pay GST is known as taxable. On which we pay GST. is known as taxable, and non-taxable which are not covered under levy. Then this problem will come. Generally, taxable means what? Which is covered under levy. Non-taxable means not covered under levy. But that way, if we interpret, taxable includes exempted. Because what are exempted supplies? Covered under levy but exempted by way of notification. Covered under the levy of tax but exempted by way of notification is called as exempted. Then naturally taxable should include exempted. But they gave a meaning of exempted supply. And in that meaning of exempted supply, they said exempted supply means supply of goods or services which attracts nil rate of tax or wholly exempt from tax or and includes non-taxable supply. When they said the word, it includes non-taxable supply, then how can you bring it under taxable supply? When they say that exempted supply includes non-taxable supply, we cannot bring it under taxable supply. So now, so that what is that you are concluding, sir? Simple. Say this. If you have any sticky note, you can make note of that there, or you can write it in a separate page also in your notebook. Anywhere is fine. And up to yesterday, all handwritten notes were uploaded. It is there in the drive. Now see this. Goods or services. Goods or services. I am dividing it into two. Chargeable, that is on which GST is payable, GST is not payable. GST payable, GST payable, and GST not payable. Okay. Whatever GST that is payable, so it is considered as taxable supply. Taxable supply. On which GST not payable. On which GST not payable. Why GST not payable? Maybe it is like covered under levy, not covered under levy. Covered under levy, and it is exempted or nil rated. Covered under levy, but it is exempted. It is exempted or nil rated. Same way here, not covered under levy. What is this not covered under levy known as? Not covered under levy known as non-taxable. Not covered under levy is known as non-taxable. So, covered under levy, but it is exempted. That is generally through a notification. Exempted through a notification. Exempted through a notification in official gazette. Through a notification in official gazette. Then nil rated, the rate of GST will be nil. So now these three cases GST is not payable, and these three are considered as exempted supply. These three are considered as exempted supply. So therefore, even non-taxable supply is part of exempted supply. What is non-taxable supply? Alcoholic liquor for human consumption and petroleum products. It is also part of exempted supply. Clear or not? So goods or services, GST payable, GST not payable. If GST is payable, it is taxable supply. If GST is not payable, we need to check is it covered under levy or not covered under levy. If it is not covered under levy, non-taxable. If it is covered under levy, we need to check whether it is nil rated or exempted through a notification in official gazette. If it is nil rated or exempted through a notification or non-taxable, all these three will come under exempted supply. So this is the conclusion. But why we derived at this conclusion is because the meaning of this taxable, exempted and non-taxable is a little irritating. Okay. So due to that reason, let me show you the definition so that you will understand. So I'm just showing you from the act itself the meaning of taxable, exempted, etc. So see this. So have a look into this. Taxable supply means supply of goods or services or both, which is leviable to tax under this act. So which is leviable to tax under this act is known as taxable. Okay, that is the meaning, leviable to tax. Then next, what is the meaning of non-taxable supply? So non-taxable supply, you see here 78. Non-taxable supply means supply of goods or service or both, which is not leviable to tax. So leviable to tax is taxable supply, not leviable to tax is non-taxable supply. Super. So no issues. Got the clarity. Now, what is exempted supply? What is exempted supply? So see here, 47. Supply of any goods or service or both which attracts nil rate, okay, or which may be wholly exempt from tax under section 11 or under section 6 and includes non-taxable supply. So the only reason why when they are including non-taxable supply under exempted supply, the exempted supply gets the character of not covered under levy. Gets the character of not covered under levy. Due to that reason, what we are doing is that we classify this non-taxable, exempted, all under exempted. So then taxable is something which on which GST is payable, which means will the taxable supply includes exempted supply? No. So what is the conclusion that we draw out of this? So the conclusion is that taxable supply do not include, taxable supply does not include exempted supply. Taxable supply does not include exempted supply. Okay, dear. So this is the conclusion, and even your ICI, that is ICI background material is there. So study material they did not give that much in detail, but there is some background material on GST which is published by ICI. So there they have given this view. Even if you search for some articles in Google, lot of people have taken this view. Okay, done. Then next. So this 71AA already we discussed. So it is just given in detail. So what is this? 71AA. Say for example, a Prem nursing home partnership firm is providing services related to medication to Mr. Jeevan Jain, one of its partner. Will it be treated as supply as per clause AA of subsection 1? Yes, it will become supply. Why it will become supply? I told you that section 71AA says that any person other than individual providing services to its members under that category. Then next 71B we are moving on to. So concentrate, a very important area and a tricky area, so that we are learning now. And related to this, after completion of this discussion today I will be giving you one assignment, and that assignment you need to do. Okay, so that assignment you need to do, and tomorrow we are going to discuss the answers related to that assignment. Done. So have a look into this. What is 71B? We already know. Import of services for a consideration, whether or not in the course of furtherance of business. Then 71C also we have one point. What is that? Import of services from a related person or another establishment located outside India, and that should be in the course or furtherance of business. That's a connect between 71B and 71C, which already I discussed. Again I am repeating. 71B, import of services from any person, but 71C, import of service is from a related person or another establishment located outside India. 71B is for consideration, 71C is without consideration, 71B whether or not in the course or furtherance of business, 71C, it should be in the course or furtherance of business. And in both the cases, so from recipient point of view, we need to see, and the coverage is only services. Okay. Now, once it becomes supply, we are also discussing whether it is taxable supply or exempted supply. So have a look into this. Import of services for the purpose of taxability. For the purpose of taxability. See, it is supply. Over. The discussion is over. It is supply. For the purpose of taxability, we are discussing now that import of service divided into two. OIDR services other than OIDR services. What is this OIDR? Online Information Database Access and Retrieval Services. So what it is? What it is? Listen, a service which is mediated through internet. A service which is mediated through internet. So internet is required to provide the service, and which is automated is known as OIDR service. Now, right now, I am taking classes and you are listening. Is it mediated through internet? Yes, of course. It is mediated through internet. But is it automated? Is it automated? If you say yes, then now I am not there. How will you get the service? So therefore, which means that, so without the presence of human element, you will not be able to get the service, which means it is not a OIDR service. So what's a OIDR service? A service which is mediated through internet and that is automated. Sir, whether the Google Drive classes, you are selling Google Drive classes, will that Google Drive classes will come under OIDR service? No, because it is automated but do not require internet. So only for initial activation internet is required, but thereafter internet is not required. So therefore it will not come under OIDR. Okay, sir. What about this, streaming platforms like Amazon, Netflix, Next? Will all these come under OIDR service? Of course, yes, because internet is required and it is automated at any point of time. So if recorded lectures are kept in a server, and if you are accessing that server and if you are retrieving the data, will it come under OIDR? Yes, of course it will come under OIDR services. Next, accounting software, you take Tally. Tally is OIDR service? No. But QuickBooks and Zoho Books will come under OIDR service. Why? Internet is required and it is automated. Then what about online games? Online games, that is whether internet is required to play the game? Yes. And it is automated? Yes. That is you play with the system. So then it will be coming under OIDR service. What if definitely there should be another person, then only you can play. Then in that case, it is not OIDR service because it is not automated. Fine. So this is the meaning of OIDR service, which we will be learning in place of supply chapter. But for examples, try to understand Amazon Prime, Netflix, and cloud, iCloud, all these will come under OIDR services. Okay. Now, OIDR services is always taxable. Import of OIDR service is always taxable. And who will pay GST is next. It's always taxable. OIDR service, import of OIDR service is always taxable. But other than OIDR services, check who has imported that service. Other than OIDR, any other service. If it is imported by a non-taxable recipient, it is exempted. If it is imported by other than non-taxable recipient, it will be taxable. Who is a non-taxable recipient? Individual, okay, individual who is unregistered and importing the services for personal purpose or non-business purpose will be coming under non-taxable recipient. Number 2, trust, charitable trust under section 12AA of Income Tax Act, importing services for charitable activities. That charitable trust may be registered or unregistered. Then government. Government importing services for other than business or commerce. So for their maintenance of records or some reason, so then it will come under non-taxable recipient. So who are non-taxable recipient? I gave it below. Please have a look into it. Non-taxable recipient is unregistered individual. So importing services for what purpose? Personal purpose. Then government, let it be registered or unregistered. Importing services for other than business and commerce. And charitable trust registered under 12A of Income Tax Act, whether they are registered or unregistered under GST, importing such services for charitable activities. So these people are known as non-taxable recipient. If they import any services other than OIDR services, it is exempted. Okay. Say for example, we receive a courier agency service. We receive a courier agency service. So there is one parcel which is located in abroad, and that parcel we are asking them to send, and we pay the courier charges. So therefore, the courier service is imported, and imported by whom? An unregistered individual, which is exempted. Then, so any software which is imported by an unregistered individual, is it exempted, sir? Yes. For example, you take Microsoft Office, personal is there. Microsoft Office Home, Microsoft Office Personal, Microsoft Office Student, etc. So there is no GST on that. Why there is no GST on that? Because it is other than OIDR service, imported by non-taxable recipient. Therefore, it is exempted. Hope you understood what I am talking to. So, other than OIDR services imported by a non-taxable recipient is exempted. What if it is other than non-taxable recipient, other than these three people whom I discussed, other than these three? So then it will be taxable. Then it will be taxable. Now, again I am repeating, OIDR service is always taxable, whereas other than OIDR service imported by non-taxable recipient is exempted, other than non-taxable recipient is taxable. Now, first part, is it supply or not, we have seen. Second part, is it taxable or exempted, we discussed. Now we are going to look into who is liable to pay GST. Who is liable to pay GST? Please concentrate. Who will be paying GST? If it is import of OIDR service by non-taxable online recipient, liability to pay GST is on supplier, FCM. Then who is non-taxable online recipient? Same as non-taxable recipient? No. Non-taxable online recipient is any person, not necessarily individual, HUF, partnership firm, company, body corporate, cooperative society, any person importing services for personal purpose, that is other than business, and that importer should be unregistered. So for example, say our friend Ramesh has subscribed for Netflix. Okay, Netflix subscription he took. Our Amazon Prime subscription he took. Import of services, OIDR, yes. And whether he is a non-taxable online recipient, yes. He is an unregistered person. And for what purpose he is importing services? So is he running any business? No, he is not running any business. So it is for his personal purpose. Will it come under, FCM or RCM? It is taxable. No doubt it is taxable. Will it come under FCM or RCM? FCM. Who will pay? The supplier outside India. That Amazon Prime, Netflix, they will pay GST. So are they paying GST? That we don't know. Because actually it is taxable in their hands. That's where recently government has also brought in certain regulations on these people to comply with the laws of the nation. So actually many people were not paying. So these Amazon, Netflix and all are paying, but lot of people are there like this. So OIDR service providers, not everyone is paying GST, but actually they need to pay GST on whatever services that they render to Indian customer, that is in India, non-taxable online recipient. So which means the law extends to a person who is outside India to register him and pay tax. Yes. So the law extends to a person who is located outside India. He need to comply with the provisions. He need to register and he need to pay GST. Sir, what if he is not complying with the provision? Simple. Anything that comes into India will be through the secure network of Ministry of Information and Communications. So they will simply block it. How many apps got deleted? So in India, how many apps got deleted? You are aware, right? And how many service providers were banned to render the services in India? Simple. They will take down. They will take down the website. Once they take down the website, automatically the app which is connected to the website also will be gone. But some people work only on the app. There is no website. There is only app. Through that app only they will work. So now what government has brought in as a policy to the Google and Apple is that don't release any app if there is no website. So they should be having a website, and then only you need to release the app for that, and the data in the app should be taken from the website. So if the website is down, so then the app also should not function. So like that the policy has been made, and that's where Google is asking everyone to have a dedicated website, and then only they will be connecting them to that app. Okay, so why I'm telling all these things, because so control is there with the government of India to stop a person from rendering the services to India if they are not complying with the provisions of this GST. Okay, next, suppose if it is other than non-taxable. So who is non-taxable online recipient? Who is non-taxable online recipient? Non-taxable online recipient means any unregistered person importing services, that is OIDR services, for other than business or commerce will be coming under non-taxable online recipient. What's the difference between non-taxable online recipient and non-taxable recipient? See, non-taxable online recipient is any unregistered person. But here, unregistered individual, registered or unregistered government, registered or unregistered trust. So, but here any person, here only 3 people. That 2 individual only unregistered, others registered, unregistered. And in both the cases, it should be imported for other than business or commerce. Okay. Now have a look into the meaning of both non-taxable online recipient and non-taxable recipient. Please read it once. Before that, I clarify a query. If a company is purchasing Amazon and Netflix and giving it to employees as a staff welfare, then RCM or FCM? Will the company purchase? No, my question is, why the company purchases Netflix and Amazon? I don't think so, dear. That will happen. If it is, then they will simply ask that employee to purchase, and they will be making payment to the employee under salary. They will add some amount and they will give like a reimbursement kind of. I don't think so that companies will be giving it here. So why they will pay for the subscription of Amazon and Netflix? They will not. In the sense like invoice, they will not be raising in their, they will not be receiving in their name. They will ask employee, if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe and we will pay extra for that. Could be the case. I never come across. Suppose, okay, considering that the situation arises. So, see, Amazon Prime also okay, but Netflix is bullshit here. Bullshit it is. And I don't have any good regards for Netflix. Have you seen the selection of Netflix movies and serials? All are against the community only. In the sense like the normal living will not be there in that. Everything will be, different, which I don't want to tell. Okay. So, I don't think so. If it is done, then company is what? Other than non-taxable online recipient. Other than non-taxable online recipient. So, therefore, it will be coming under import of OIDR services by other than non-taxable online recipient, because company is not registered. Company is registered, right? So, therefore, it will be coming under taxable, and liability to pay GST is on the company under RCM. Okay. So, therefore, who imports it? We need to check. Who imports it? We need to check. How Tally will be OIDR? As such, Tally is not OIDR, but Tally ERP is OIDR. So, which runs on the server. So, Tally ERP, which runs on the server, will come under OIDR. As such, a normal Tally will not be coming under OIDR. So, just like, see what happened, to compete with this QuickBooks and Zoho Books, Tally has made the web-based accounting software. So that web-based accounting software will come under OIDR. Okay. Then, can I proceed further to the discussion? So now, what is that? Sir, import of OIDR service, always taxable. If the importer is non-taxable online recipient, it will be taxable under FCM. If the importer is other than non-taxable online recipient, it will be taxable under RCM. Then if it is other than OIDR services, importer non-taxable recipient, it is exempted. Other than non-taxable recipient, it will be taxable under RCM. Okay. So government registered or unregistered means registered under GST. Registered or unregistered here refers to registered or unregistered under GST. This is related to GST. This registered or unregistered is under GST. Here registered, unregistered, this under GST. So under GST, are they registered or not? Next. Then, when GST is payable under RCM, whether threshold limit is relevant. For example, there is a threshold limit for registration, 20 lakhs. Sir, I have not crossed 20 lakhs, sir. I have not crossed 20 lakhs. But I need to pay GST under RCM. Should I pay or is there any relief? I have not crossed the limit, so I not got registered. I have not crossed my turnover exceeding the threshold limit of 20 lakhs, so I have not registered. Now I am importing some services on which I need to pay GST under RCM. Should I compulsorily register? Yes, I should compulsorily register. So because section 24 of CGST Act says that when there is a person who is liable to pay GST under RCM, irrespective of their aggregate turnover, they need to compulsorily register. That is this point. When GST is payable under RCM, so threshold limit for registration is not applicable, and the person liable to pay GST, that is the recipient, has to compulsorily get registered under section 24. Then also the supplier located outside India. Who is that supplier located outside India? OIDR supplier located outside India is taxable, na? So that person is also compulsorily required to get registered in India. Okay. So OIDR service provider located outside India and making supplies to non-taxable online recipient in India is compulsorily required to get registered under section 24. Now whatever IGST that is paid under RCM, can it be taken as credit? Yes. Whether matching is required, you know that matching is something which is there only when you can take the credit, is that your purchase should be reflected in the sales of the supplier. Your purchases should be reported as sales by the supplier in their GSTR 1. Then only it will come into GSTR 2A or 2B, and as a recipient you can take the credit. So that is known as matching. So that matching is not required in case of GST paid under RCM. This is another point. You please keep it in mind. Again, we will come back to that later. So matching is not required in case of GST paid under RCM. Whatever GST we paid under RCM, we can take as credit. Matching is not required. Okay. So this is about import of services. Import of services. So little tricky only. So if you can remember this chart, if you can register this chart in your mind, it is easy. Okay. Then, if an entity purchases Google Drive training program from US trainer, is it taxable on RCM? Google Drive training program. So yes, it will be coming under taxable. It will be coming under taxable because tell me whether the trainer is like, is it a live class? It's Google Drive. Google Drive means it could be recorded. Okay, fine. So recorded, I assume that it is recorded. So recorded classes, then automated, and internet is required, then it will be coming under OIDR, always taxable. And as the recipient is an entity, so is that entity registered or unregistered, we need to check. But it is for business purpose. If it is for business purpose, even though that entity is unregistered, if it is for that business purpose, even though that entity is unregistered, they need to pay GST under RCM. Okay. Then, so these points you will understand only when you apply it for some illustrations. So now we need to know about the meaning of related also, because import of services from a related person I was referring to. So we need to know the meaning of related. So that we are discussing. So please take the meaning of related, which is in page number 57. Meaning of related, which is in page number 57. Okay. I said my Google Drive is other than OIDR because are you watching the classes? Are you watching the classes? For that, whether internet is required or not, you did not tell. See, Google Drive, there are two types of Google Drive. My Google Drive classes are like, you can download it into the server, that is your local laptop, and you will watch it later. So that is one version. Another is, it will be there in the Google Drive. You cannot download it. You can only play and watch. That is also there. So therefore, I assumed that internet is required to continuously watch it. If internet is not required to continuously watch it, then it is not a OIDR service. Okay. So therefore, when you said Google Drive, because that is also there, embedded into the Google Drive. I can embed it into the Google Drive and I don't have to download it. I can directly watch it from that Google Drive itself. So then definitely internet is required. So it will come under OIDR only. So in that case only I said it is taxable and liability to pay GST is on recipient. If this is a different version, that is like you download it into the local, that is your laptop or desktop, and then you start watching it, it is not a OIDR, it will come under other than OIDR. And if the recipient is unregistered individual, etc., then it is exempted. Otherwise, it will be taxable under RCM. Okay. Then, next, related person definition, you see, page number 57. Related is not defined under section 2, but related person is defined under section, that is explanation to section 15. What does it say? So, persons shall be deemed to be related if A, or first point, such persons are officers or directors of one another's business. Such persons are officers or directors of one another's business. That is, I am appointed as, I am having one business and I am appointed as officer or director in another person's business. That another person is appointed as officer or director in my business. Now, we both are treated as related. For example, so there is Manoj Publishing Private Limited and the director of Manoj Publishing Private Limited, the chairman and managing director of Manoj Publishing Private Limited, Mr. Manoj. He is appointed as an officer in Sam Trading Private Limited, and that Sam Trading Private Limited, chairman and managing director or promoter director, Mr. Sam is appointed as officer in Manoj Publishing Private Limited. Now, because of this, such persons are officers or directors in one another's business. So they will be treated as related. Who will be treated as related? Mr. Manoj and Mr. Sam are treated as related. What if Mr. Manoj is only appointed as officer in Sam Trading Private Limited, but Mr. Sam is not appointed as officer in Manoj Publishing Private Limited? Will they both be treated as related? No, there should be mutuality. Both should be there. So one person should be appointed as officer in another person's business, and that another person should be appointed as officer in this person's business. Then only it will be treated as related. Okay. And here, officers, who will be considered as officers of the business? So officers are generally employed by the board of the company to set the direction of the company. So CEOs, chief operating officers or chief finance officers. So these people usually who are appointed by the board are called as officers. Then next, one another means that two parties doing the same together. So which means one to the other will not be called as one another. So this is the general meaning, and from there only this example is there created. Whether Manoj Publishing Private Limited and Sam Trading Private Limited are related, that cannot be determined under point number 1. So point number 1 talks only about these individuals, not about these corporates. Then where it will be given under the separate other points. What if only Manoj is appointed as officer of Sam Trading Private Limited? I told you that they are not related because there is no mutuality that exists. This example I did not create. So this is given by PwC in their article. So clearly they have published an article. So I have just given the details also, the link also related to that. And from that only, I'm just giving you the same example, of course, with a different name they have given. So I'm explaining from that. It is not given in study material. Study material over with this one line, finished. But they did not give this detail in study material. Then next. Such persons are legally recognized partners in business. That is, you take a firm, and that firm has got partners. The partners of the firm are related, but the firm and partners are not related. Partners of a firm are related, but firm and partners are never related. You understood? Next, they use the word legally recognized. What does it signify? Legally recognized. Legally recognized means that, so that firm should be registered. What if that firm is not registered? No one knows who are the partners of that firm. What if that firm is not registered? No one knows who are the partners of that firm. Then how can you talk about the transaction between them? But mostly 99% of the cases, all the partnership firms will be registered, right? So that is the meaning of legally recognized partners. Then partners in a firm are related. Partners of the same firm are related, but partner in one firm and partner in another firm are not related, even though firms are related. Even though the firm are related, the partners will never become related there. And firm and partners are not related. These are the 3 points based on that. Then point number 3. So first point is what? Such persons or officers or directors in one another's business. Number 2, they are legally recognized partners of a firm. Number 3, employer and employee. So employer and employee are deemed to be related. Employer and employee are deemed to be related, and that will come under related party transactions. Okay, then next. Point number 4. So first 3 points you understood. Such persons or officers or directors of one another's business, they are legally recognized partners of a firm, and they are employer and employee. Now point number 4. Any person directly or indirectly owns, holds or controls 25% or more of the outstanding voting stock or shares of both of them. So what is this point? So this point, many people will misinterpret that one person holding 25% in the other business, which means that they are related. No, not that means. It means not that. For example, X Limited holding 25% or more in Y Limited makes X Limited and Y Limited related. Wrong. That is not the intention here. There are 2 companies which are having a common shareholder, and that common shareholder holding 25% or more in these 2 companies makes these 2 companies related. How, sir? Sir, when there is a common shareholder who is holding 25% or more, will definitely influence the transaction between those 2 companies, because he is the common person between those 2 companies. Therefore, it will be coming under related transaction. Now you may ask me a doubt. For example, in this case, A Limited and B Limited are the 2 companies, and X Limited is investing 25% or more in A Limited, and X Limited is investing 25% or more in B Limited. So A Limited and B Limited are related. Now, your doubt could be how A Limited will know that X Limited has invested in B Limited. Disclosure. There is a disclosure requirement. When you invest 25% or more in any company, you need to disclose what are your shareholding in the other companies. You need to disclose, because so that's a key percentage, 25%. So you need to disclose what are all your stakes in the other companies. You need to disclose. So as per the disclosure requirements, A Limited will know how much X Limited has invested in B Limited, and B Limited will know how much X Limited has invested in A Limited. So A Limited and B Limited should ensure that there is no transaction between them. Even if there is a transaction between them, that's a related party transaction. So what is the disadvantage of related party transaction? Even if there is no consideration, it will constitute supply. Okay. Whether X limited and A limited are related? No, X limited and A limited are not related. X limited and B limited also not related. It's only the A limited and B limited which is related. So this is about point number 4. Now I want to jump to point number 5 and then I will come back to this 2 examples. These 2 examples I'll come back. First I'll go to point number 5. Go to point number 5. One of them directly or indirectly control the other. One of them directly or indirectly control the other. So what is the meaning of directly or indirectly controlling the other? That is, control is not defined by. Control is not defined in GST. But as per general meaning of control, you can take it from the Companies Act, which says that one company holding more than 50% voting right in the other company, so investment more than 50% in the other company will be called as control, correct? For example, X Limited holds more than 50% in Y Limited. X Limited is having control over Y Limited. Same way, even majority of the board of directors are common between the 2 companies. So then also majority or common between the 2 companies. Then also one company is controlling the other. Whereas the other point is also there, that is, investment may not be more than 50% and board of directors may not be common majority. But if one company controls the operations of the other company, even that will also be called as control. So how, sir? How it will be? It is like through a shareholding agreement. Through a shareholding agreement, we are making the company that we are investing some money. So for this investment, you need to, give your operations to me because I need to protect my investment. Say that company is a 500 crore company and you are investing 200 crores. So 200 crores is not more than 50%. But what you are doing, you are controlling, like you are asking that company to surrender their operations to you. So which means you will only take care of the operations of that company. So even though the investment is not more than 50%, but still it will be called as control. Okay. So what's the meaning of control? Investment greater than 50% and majority common board of directors are controlling operations even though investment is less than 50%. So one person controls the other is treated as related. Okay. Both are related. Anyway, this way to that way or that way to this way. Both ways it will be related party transactions only. Now come back to the second example in point number 4. Come back to the second example in point number 4. X Limited is holding 30% in A Limited. And next, X Limited is holding 70% in Y Limited. Y Limited is holding 30% in B Limited. Clear? Understood this? Again, I am repeating. X Limited holds 30% in A Limited. X Limited holds 70% in Y Limited. And Y Limited holds 30% in B Limited. Now, in this case, whether X Limited and A Limited are related, X Limited and A Limited are not related. Why? Just 30% only. How they will become related? Okay. Then, whether X Limited and B Limited are related, indirect investment of X Limited, how much? Indirect investment of X Limited, how much? That is 21%. How 21? Sir, X Limited invested 70% in Y Limited. Then whatever Y Limited does, 70% belongs to X Limited. So what Y Limited is doing? 30% they are investing in B Limited. 30 into 70%, that is 21% belongs to X Limited. So X Limited is indirectly investing in B Limited. Now concentrate. So X Limited is the common shareholder directly or indirectly between A Limited and B Limited. They use the word directly or indirectly. They use the word directly or indirectly. One person directly or indirectly owns, holds, controls 25% or more of the outstanding voting stock or shares of both of them. So directly or indirectly is the word that is used. So here, so it is an indirect relation. So now A Limited and B Limited has the common shareholder X Limited who holds 25% or more. No. 30% and 21%, not 25% or more. Due to that reason, A limited and B limited are not related. Okay, sir. Will X limited and Y limited will become related? Will X limited and Y limited becomes related? X limited and Y limited. X limited and Y limited will definitely become related because control is there 70%. So they are related. Okay. Now, next example you can go through. What I did is that I just changed the percentage. 70 into 40%, 28%. So now X limited is directly holding 30% in A limited, indirectly holding 28% in B limited. Now A limited and B limited are related. Okay. So up to this we discussed because already it is 9:08 and today I started 10 minutes late. So that's why I just extended it. And remaining points we can see in the next class. And therefore tomorrow I will give you the assignment. Tomorrow I'll give you the assignment because I have to discuss some more points also in related. So after completing that, I'll give you the assignment. So tomorrow you take the assignment. Okay. Meanwhile, today, if you have any doubts, you can ask. So you can unmute and you can ask.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yes, Vamsi.
Sir, suppose a firm is buying laptops, sir. Is claiming ITC on that laptops and giving it for articles for the purpose of using. So at the time of retirement of articleship, it will give asset, laptops to the articles itself. So at the time of retirement, can again it needs to reverse ITC or?
It has to. Permanent transfer or disposal of business asset on which ITC is availed. It will become supply the date when it is given to the articles.
Okay. So even after 5 years, 10 years, whatever the time?
No, for that we have a different valuation, so that we will learn tomorrow. So we will be learning that tomorrow how to do the valuation and pay GST on that, etc.
Okay, sir, thanks.
Yes, because actually there is one point in input tax credit. So 18 subsection 6, so much of the ITC availed minus 5% for every quarter or part thereof, or GST on sale value, whichever is higher is the GST payable. So that part will come. Okay. Next.
Sir,
yes, Sunita.
Sir, for example, a firm is its turnover is not exceeding 20 lakhs and it is not registered also. If the firm is importing a service which is other than OIDS service, in this case, whether the firm has to pay the tax under
the firm has to pay GST under RCM and they need to compulsorily register. Because it is other than non-taxable recipient. Now, firm will never come under non-taxable recipient. So, only individual, government and trust. So, that firm has to pay GST under RCM. So, they need to now compulsorily register. And once they register, they have to pay GST on their outward supplies, even though their turnover has not exceeded threshold limit.
Okay, the person who is liable to pay under RCM, so compulsory it is requirement to get the registration.
Yes, yes.
So one more doubt is, for example, if a company which is holding 25% in B limited, normally they are related only. So
No. Normally they are not related because at least in income tax, associated requires 26 na. Associated requires 26, but there also it is just associated, it's not related. So control definitely should be more than 50 only. So generally 25% will not make related, mainly under GST they are not related.
Okay.
Any other query here?
Sir, I am Ganesh sir. Sir, in THARUN'S binary app only MCQ testers there, sir. Not practical questions are not there, sir.
I have not yet added there because right now for November 21 exams only it is going on, and once this portion is nearing completion, I'll start test series for May 22, November 22 also. Okay. Then anything else? Any other query here?
Sir?
Yes, Ramesh.
Sir, actually tomorrow class is conducted in Zoom meeting or other websites, sir. Which means our normal
V player. If any day vPlayer is not working, it will be in Zoom.
Sir, is it possible to continue in Zoom itself, because it's nice to communicate with you? There we are only typing.
Correct. But the problem is, what if someone pirates it? It can be easily taken out.
Okay.
I have the security issue, that's why. That's where I said guaranteed Sunday we will do. But if not, like meanwhile, like this, whenever that vPlayer is not working also we'll do. But I'll ensure that 100% will not be in Zoom. And I'll also ensure that 100% will not be in vPlayer. Is it okay? So even if the content goes out also, part of the content only will go out. So no issue for me. Yes. Anything backup class not added in Incite? One second, Sunita. Backup class course not added in Incite online app. It is added here. I think for many students, it is there. You call our office today. And definitely they would have added, because many students were added. You check it once. You please call our office. They will guide you. Shiv. Yes, Sunita, you are asking me one doubt.
Sir, can you please give me an example on occasions? I just missed one.
Occasion, astrology, magic show, and then acting. These are the examples I gave for occasion. So they are using the skill, not getting by way of qualification.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Thank you. So if you have any other queries, you can ask, or we can wind up today's session. Fine. Okay. Take care. We will meet tomorrow. Thank you all. Thank you.